going on, guys? Welcome back to another Pete Dye Design Course Simulator vlog. This is the second out of three courses at the La Quinta Resort in La Quinta, California. This course today is the Dunes course, designed in 1981. The first one that I did was the Citrus course, which was pretty challenging. This one had the same amount of tee box options, if not one more. There were 6 tee box options, so we're playing from the black, which is the furthest back, as we always do. So we'll see. First round wasn't too pretty score-wise. Hoping to keep it under bogey golf here. Hopefully somewhere basically +9 and under will be the goal for this one, but we'll see. As always, Garmin Approach R10 behind me on a DIY leveled stand. Country Club Elite mat, my stance mat over here that are artificial turf tiles from Amazon, some 10x7 nets, using the Nitro Pulsar again for the second round, trying to give these balls a little bit of a test, see if I like them, and then home tee hero on the course. So I'm gonna get going. First hole is a par 4, 355 yards. We've got a good amount of water here on the right, so I'm gonna aim left, almost towards those bunkers. I'll take the bunker versus losing a stroke into the water. I learned my lesson on the last one. I only brought 2 of these Pulsar balls out, and I put both of them over into the woods on the first round. So this time I brought out a whole extra sleeve, just so we'll be good to go. I want to be able to test these throughout a few rounds, if not like 5 or 10 rounds, using either the same ball or obviously the same balls. Last time I had to switch over back to that Callaway Super Soft, which I already know I like, but these are about half the price, so if we get similar performance out of them and I get similar feel, probably gonna end up going with these versus spending double the money on super soft or super fast or super softs. Decent strike. It's gonna get at least started right. Looks like it's coming back a little bit for us. Pretty good shot. 287. Pretty similar feel between this ball, this Nitro Pulsar, and the Super Fast. I feel like they're both pretty similar in the softness off the club. They both seem to jump off the club. I think the Super Fast, for the price, which would be to be expected, probably a slightly better performance, and I get, from what I could tell, maybe I'm just used to it, but it seems like a little bit more of a jump off the club face, which I like, and a little bit just a tad softer feel. But that could be because I've played so many rounds with that one particular ball. I have a feeling once these get worn down a little bit, maybe that'll be the case too. But we got 71 yards just in the fairway, so no reduction there. Up once, we're at 72. Gonna go 52 degree. Good chance. These were those type of yardage shots that were going up and over the net last time, so right around 70 yards. I gotta take basically a 3/4 swing of this 52. Decent chance it goes up and over the net, but got plenty of balls now this time for this round. Alright, sorry about that, not the best start. That one went off of the net. I don't know what we ended up there. I guess it was a par. We stuck the green. That spun off the top of the net into the shrubs, bush, woods, pricker stuff over there. Luckily I found it, but not the best start. Score-wise, not too bad, but not the best start of losing balls over the net. Alright. 523 yards, second hole, par 5. Aiming us 279 right there. It looks like we're hitting down. It looks like we're up on a mountain almost, but apparently not. Shows that there's no slope, so see if we can get another decent swing here with the driver. A little bit low, but started right, should come back just a tad. Should be out there. Kind of a weird landing there. Seemed like it kind of came down pretty soft. Alright, we're just in the rough. We've got 251 left of the hole, plus 10% on top of that. It's going to be 25, 26 yards. So I'm going to grip and rip 3 hybrid. Just kind of go towards the green up there. See what happens. Low again and towards the right, but it was actually struck decent. That might be 250-ish. Granted, it's going to show 25 yards shorter than that. And we're right around there. So that was about 248 or so, something like that. I know it says 223, which is a little confusing, but you gotta remember, you gotta add the 10% because we were in the rough. So, got ourselves in the fairway, got a decent shot here. We got 33 yards left, down 1, so we're at 32. I'm gonna go 56. Gonna be a little left, and I popped it up. It's gonna be short. Definitely has more so to do with my swing, but I wonder if this ball, it seems to be like I'm popping them up a little bit more. Definitely, again, probably 75, 80%, even 90% my swing. I'm just not hitting them great, but almost seems like maybe the ball's climbing up the club face a tad more than the other ones. But that's probably just more me making an excuse because I'm not hitting them great. Third hole, par 4. We're still even, so we'll take that. We're gonna aim right about there. See if we can get 3 driver swings, 3 good driver swings in a row. A little bit more humid back here than it has been over the past week or so. So, although my back isn't 100%, I can definitely feel, got a little bit of sweat going, the humidity's keeping my back pretty loose. Similar shot, 289. Got a little more distance on that one. That one felt a tad quicker, but that one started a little further right. Still kind of low on the launch. Would like to get it up just a little bit. Maybe even, not even that much, maybe just 6 inches to a foot higher on the launch on the net. I kind of go by where it comes off the club in relation on the net and kind of get an idea of where it started, where it's going in, kind of the launch of it. Alright, 56 yards, up 2, so we're at 58, plus we'll call it another 6. We're at 64. I'm gonna go 52, and again, we'll see. Try to keep this into the net. Alright, there we go. Decent shot there. Starting to get a little more feel for the wedges back. Mentioned it before, but golf's that funny game where you gotta find that happy medium of playing too much and not playing enough. You play too much, you get tired, you get sloppy, get fatigued. You don't play enough, you start to get rusty. Skills start to go down. The touch on the ball and your certain type of shot start to go down. Kind of tough. But definitely have a somewhat, I guess depending on who you ask, mild to severe healthy addiction to golf. So we're gonna keep going. That's not gonna stop us. We're just gonna slowly and surely power through, keep trying to get better, improve little by little. Now it might be a little further right than the past 3. Yeah, it's kind of staying right, but it should be a similar distance, maybe a little bit shorter. Not much, 290. Definitely still getting some distance out of these, the cheaper nitro balls. Again, they're half the price of Callaway Superfast with very similar. I'm not sure. I've been using the other one a good amount, so I have a decent feel, but I'm not sure if you gave someone, if you took the logos off of both of them, if they could be able to tell the difference between the two. 109 left, up 3, so we're at 112, no reduction. I'm gonna go pitching wedge, choke down pitching wedge, 112. That one came off. That kind of climbed up the club face. Yeah, it's short. I didn't put enough on that, plus I popped it up. "21 yards, up 1, so this is going to stop a little bit too when it hits, plus we'll call it another 2 or 3, so we're at 24, 25 yards, going 56. That was a tad thin and left, but we'll see. Despite these balls being bright yellow, I was only able to find 1 out of the 2 balls I put back there last round, so I'm gonna have to go back again after this one and search a little bit better. Don't exactly love the fact that I put a brand new ball back there and I can't find it in my own backyard, but 5th hole, par 4, we're still even somehow. 338. So we're gonna take a little more of a direct line here towards the green. See if we can put something up there. Step on one just a tad, get it a little bit closer to 300 versus 280, 290. Those are usually famous last words though, instead of just finding the fairway. That's gonna be right, but there's bunkers on the left, so that could work out decent as long as it doesn't go too far right. One of the neighbors has a leaf blower going. Hopefully the mic's not picking it up too loud. I apologize if that's annoying, but as you can see by the setup here, leaves are starting to change. We had some windy rain last night, so a lot of leaves came down, and over the next few weeks, maybe month, all these leaves are going to end up coming down. 75 yards. Keep finding ourselves, I don't know if it's just these particular design courses with these yardage from the back tee boxes, but keep finding ourselves right around 75 yards. We're going 52 again. Oh, sick. Get down. Alright, we'll take that. Gotta take out the ball retriever here. That thing, they keep hitting the top of the net and spinning off to the right. Oh, as I almost fall over. Usually I would just leave those and get them after the round, but again, I'm trying to use literally the same ball as much as I can and see if I can get some similar performance out of it after using it for a good like 5 rounds with the same exact ball. See what happens to the outer coating as I kind of beat it up with my wedges and irons. 6th hole, par 3, we're 1 under. 196, down 2. So that's right between a 6 and a 5. I'm gonna go 5, just in case we don't catch one super clean. Caught it a tad heavy, but with a little bit extra club, that should get there. Decent shot. Usually on course, I'm 5 is a 200 club. We were 201 right there, so, and it was even a tad heavy. Seventh hole, par 5. Oh, 592. Slight dogleg right. We're gonna aim right about there, I think. Again, where I'm aiming doesn't really matter, the yardage, and it's more so just where my start line is, similar to if you're on the tee box on course, which line, kind of where you're aiming, where you want to get the ball started. It doesn't matter if I aim 50 yards in front of me on this line or 400 yards in front of me on this line. It's just the general direction where we're starting it, or trying to. And again, I could aim there. If I pull one way left, it's obviously not going to stay on that line. It's going to go way left, and vice versa if I push one way right. Should be decent. It was a little low again, but it's going to turn over left. Should find the fairway, I would think. Oh, maybe not. .314 left. Plus we're in the rough, so that's going to add another 32 yards on top of that. So going to go 3 hybrid, get as much distance out of this as we can up and towards the green. We're aimed 236, I think it is, but again, with the 30 yards, this is going to play like 250, 260. Sprayed it right, but I hit it decent. That should be that. Maybe not if we hit into the bunker. That was 230-ish into the bunker. 118, and now with the bunker, it says 20%, but fairway bunkers, from my experience, play closer to 30, 40, sometimes even 50%, and then greenside bunkers are 40, 50, 60% reduction. So we're at 118, 20% would be, I'll call it 20, 22 yards, I guess. So I think I need, I'm gonna hit a 9-iron. I think I need a good 140, 150, maybe even 160 here out of this bunker. I'm gonna go pretty much full 9, and if I'm long, I'll take it. I was kind of thin and right. Yeah, and even that, granted we out of the bunker we caught the rough, which slowed it down, but even that was probably anywhere from maybe 150-ish, 155, pretty thin to the right, so that played well short. 13 yards left. Obviously I don't know that for a fact, but that's how it felt off the club. Going 60 degree. It's gonna be straight. Take that. It actually came out a little low, but for a 60 degree. Gonna grab some Gatorade quick, make sure this camera's going. I bought a, as long as the camera doesn't overheat, I bought a solar panel external battery that the camera's plugged into now, so shouldn't be any issues with power. Knock on wood, at least. I have my phone that's running Home to Hero also plugged into an external battery pack, so the only real thing that could die is the battery life on the R10 is actually really good. The only other thing that would die would be the microphone, but we have the secondary audio. It's not as good, but it would still pick it up on the camera. 8th hole, par 3, we're 1 under. Got a bunch of water. So we're going to aim left side of this green, and we want to make sure we get it there and keep it left. So 185 up one. I'm going to go 6 iron. Have a little bit of room behind it just in case I really connect on one, but if we hit it fat, we should have enough club to cover that water, and we'll most likely end up in the bunker. Although not ideal, we won't lose a shot. Penalty stroke for the water. That's going to be left, but should be a decent number yardage wise. That might even be a little long. Yep, long left. Sit. Alright, we just stayed on. Again, 6 iron on course, 190, so that was 191. Pretty good, accuracy wise, in my opinion, for the R10. Again, don't know for sure on course, but from all the rounds that I played over the past 5 or so years, that's the number I hit to, and usually relatively close for what I'm trying to do. I still would like to use, I think I've only used, I believe it was a GC quad. Don't know if I've ever used a TrackMan. I would really like the opportunity to put the R10 side by side with a TrackMan or GC quad, and I feel like I'm pretty darn close dialed into where it should be, but I might be able to tweak it just a little bit, either up or down, depending on what numbers I'm getting out of the higher end launch monitor. But if you generally have been playing golf for a little while, you generally know how far most of your clubs go if you hit them good, so you can get a pretty close ballpark range, or I wouldn't even call it ballpark, just pretty close range here with just tinkering and testing the weather settings here on the R10 to where you're well within probably 10 yards and even probably within 5 yards of accuracy. And if you're like me and you're not a pro or scratch player, you're not hitting it on command to within 5 yards anyways, so. Oh, that was way right. Club face was wide open on that. It's probably actually a good thing we went that far right. We would have been in the bunker if it was a little bit straighter. 218 up one, plus we're gonna need another 20 yards on that, so we'll call it 240. Gonna go 4 hybrid. Chance we clip one of those trees up there, but just trying to put this close, if not on the green here with the hybrid. Only have about a 56 or a 60 left, ideally, if we're not on the green. Struck it decent, but that's pretty far right again. Wondering if we caught one of those trees, because that was 184 plus you had 20 yards. That was only about 205. I'm assuming that wasn't the best strike, but I feel like it went further than that, so watch the replay. I feel like I probably clipped one of those trees on the way through. Granted, the rough, when it lands, does slow down the ball a good amount. It punishes you if you're not in the fairway, but all right, 39 yards. No slope, but we're in the rough, so we'll add another, we'll call it 4 yards, 4 or 5 yards for like 44, 45 yards. I'm gonna go 52. Take just a tad off of a 50-yard shot here. Pulled it left, and I kind of popped it up. That might be front side of the green left, and it is. Alright, on to the back 9 here. 10th hole, par 4. Through 9, we are still 1 under, so definitely a good amount better than the last La Quinta course here we played. Not sure if the citrus course is that much more difficult or we're just playing a little bit better. Probably a little bit of both. Alright, see if we can straighten this driver back out, get something going a little bit, right to left, or at least straight. That should be there, what we were looking for. Oh! That was definitely a misread. That was pretty straight. That had some left spin on it, but no way it went that far left. Well, no mulligans unless it misreads, so we gotta play it from here. 155, up one, so we're at 156, and then the 10% will be another 16, 17 yards, so 166. 173, 174 maybe. I'm gonna go 8 iron. Struck decent, started a little left. Tad short. Try to keep my head down more so on that one. Gotta remember to do that, staying down and through the ball, through contact. 17 yards, no slope. Add another 1 or 2 on that, so we're looking at 18, 19, maybe 20 yards. Going 60. Gonna be short left. Touch is going to be a little off, but seems to be like the not getting quite as much distance with these pulsar balls compared to the super fast with the wedges. Seems like I'm leaving a lot of these short with a pretty basic swing to what I have been doing. I've been popping them up a little bit, which obviously is taking some distance off, but alright, usually the R10 is pretty good picking up the driver, so see if we can hit another good one and actually reflects what we do. That one started a little further right than the last one, but it's going to turn over left. And that was more of what I expected the last one to do. I actually hit the last one better, and this one was 291, so definitely a misread on the last one. Possibly, I don't know, kind of tough for me to hit, get the ball, and then look back at the same time. So we might have maybe caught a tree or something on that tee shot, I don't know. Or again, it was just a straight up misread. But 126, up one, we're at 127. Gonna go pretty much stock pitching wedge. And then pick it up. Actually hit that one decent too. Oh, there it goes. Tough break on that bounce. It kind of just died, but we're in the +2. A little bugginess here. I'm not sure if that was the R10 or the Home Tee Hero, or we're getting a little bit of both here, but might as well double check the other equipment while we're at it. Camera's still going, which is always good. Always frustrating when I go and look back there on like the anywhere from the 15th to the 18th hole and that camera's dead. I think there's been maybe probably 3 or 4 videos maybe where the camera died on those last few holes, and I just have to put up a picture next to my next to Home Tee Hero, so unfortunately you're not able to see the swings, but you're able to see what the result of the swings were from the simulator. Alright, we really need a straight tee shot here, because right where we're landing, this is a very narrow landing spot, 274, which is right in that ballpark of where we're going to put it. Possibly, it may be a better idea actually if I aim a little left here and go, even try to pull one almost left and make sure I'm just over that water and keep it left into that rough. And we're going to go right there. Tough tee shot. There's a few courses around here that have similar layouts to this, where there's a very narrow landing strip where you can be in trouble both left and right if you don't put one pretty close to dead straight down the middle. Frustrating if you don't do it, but definitely pretty satisfying when you connect on one and it goes exactly where you want to go. Oh, I was low on the club face. I don't know if that's going to carry. We got lucky. That was a pretty poor strike, low on the club face. We got punished distance-wise because of it, but luckily we are just on the edge of this water. That was low and left. 91 yards, up one, so we're at 92, plus we'll call another 10, so we're 102, 103. Gonna go pitching wedge. Hit it good, but I don't think I swung hard enough at it. Came out straight. It might be short though. Big bounce, big bounce, big bounce. Got it to work. That was a tough hole. We'll take that par all day long based on that tee shot and that layout. Alright, some more water now. 13th hole, par 3. 140. And basically that's going to be almost all carry, so I'm going to aim right side of the green, and I'm actually going to hit, I'm going 9 iron, make sure we get up and over that. Usually 140 on course, that would be kind of right between a strong pitching wedge, soft 9. I've been kind of popping these up, so I'm going to close down the club face just a tad, make sure I stay down and through the ball, and grab the extra club here with the 9 versus the pitching wedge. That was thin and left, but that should have the distance to be over. If anything, that's going to be long. Fourteenth hole, par 4. Looks like the green's kind of tucked up there to the left. So let's see if we can cut this corner a little bit, aim right about there. So far so good with these nitro pulsar balls. Can't say I dislike them. Started right. I don't know if that's going to come back a whole lot. I'm sure for all of you name brand top of the line purists out there, you can't imagine playing with the nitro ball, but I understand that for the clubs. All my clubs are obviously, they're all name brand. All my irons, hybrids, driver, woods, they're all tailor-made to the RBZ line. The wedges are kind of mismatched kind of wedges, and then my putter's a Scotty Cameron. So I am a believer with the technology and using those well-known name brands for the clubs. But for balls, something like that, especially if you're using them on course compared to back here, and you're possibly putting them into the woods pretty frequently, I don't know. I guess if you have the money, spend it on Pro V1s, but $4 a ball, if not more, into the woods every time you shank one adds insult to injury. 115, 116 up one, so we need 117. Going pitch and wedge. And I mean, despite possibly maybe your buddy's making fun of you, maybe, why not buy the cheaper ball and get similar performance if you can try them out? That's not going to be too bad, but that was pretty thin. It's going to at least straight. Way too much. $12 yards. Plus we'll call another 1 or 2, so we need 13, 14 yards. Going 60 degree. Kind of popped it up to the left, but we only needed 12 or so yards there, so. th par 5. See if we can again cut the corner maybe a little bit. It's a pretty narrow landing spot again, but at least there's no water. I really didn't want to open up both packs of these balls that I bought, and you know pretty quick after using one of them if you like it or not. But I figured my plan is for now. I do like the Pulsars better than the cheaper Ultimate Distance, which are even half the price of the Pulsar. So I'm planning on, at least for right now, unless something drastically changes, I think I'm probably going to use the cheaper Nitro balls, the Ultimate Distance. They were just the red ones if you watched a couple videos ago. Probably going to keep those in my bag, use those on course, and then use the Pulsars back here. So pretty similar ball. I'm going to get pretty similar performance out of both of them, but use the slightly more expensive ball back here without as much of a worry of losing them into the woods. Oh, I was low on the cuff face again. Low and left. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't be super happy about going to spend $60 on a dozen of balls for Pro V1s, but it wouldn't be the end of the world back here if I'm going to use them over and over again back here. But honestly, I definitely prefer the super fast over Pro V1s, and those are like Callaway super fast are half the price of the Pro V1s. And I would probably even go on a limb and say I'd probably prefer this the Nitro ball, even maybe as much, maybe slightly less than the Pro V1s, but if they're like a third of the price, kind of hard to justify the more expensive ball. Alright, tricky shot here. We gotta clear these trees. We're out of a bunker. It's gonna take off a good amount, so I'm just gonna rip a 3 hybrid, see what happens. Heavy, low, left. .144 out of the sand, or wherever we're in, the clay. So we got 144 up one, we're at 145, plus we'll call it another 15, 16 yards, so 155. 160, maybe even a little more than that. I've been leaving some of them short, so I'm actually going to go soft 8 instead of strong 9. Man, even that. I know I hit it decent. I just didn't swing super hard. I'm not really going at these balls today. 130 yard 9 iron or 8 iron's pretty bad. Back's still a little bit sore, but you think I'd learn my lesson after almost every one of these shots. I hit it. Sometimes the contact's decent, but I just know almost every single, like probably 70, 80, 90% of these shots, as soon as I hit it, I know I didn't put enough on it. Or just thin it. May need a couple day break. Kind of reset a little bit. Come back out here when I'm truly 100%. $16 yards, par 3. We're still even. Kind of falling apart a little bit here on these last couple holes, but 188 down 3. I'm gonna go 6 iron, club up a little bit more again. Hit that one actually pretty good. Might be a little long if anything. There we go. That was one of those rare ones today where I actually hit one. Kind of went after it a little bit. 191 with the 6 iron. That's right around where I'm trying to be. So good shot there. Oh boy. 17th hole, par 4. Got a ton of water here. Alright. So I think I'm gonna go here, I guess. Go there. Give ourselves a little bit of room in case we really pull one left. Need a pretty straight tee shot here again with all this water. I will take a fade / slice on this one. Definitely going right. The club twisted when I hit that, but at least it won't be in the water, I don't think. $165 down 1, so we got 164 plus we'll call it another 17, so 174, 181. Going 7 iron. And just in case we come up a tad short, gonna go just right side of this green. But gonna stay down and through this ball, make good contact again like I did like with that 6 iron. Or just top it into the water. Yikes. So much for, I think Eric Anders Lang calls it a PMA, positive mental attitude. Had some positive thoughts going into that, but then still had a pretty crappy shot there. The PMA didn't seem to help. 91 yards, gonna go pitching wedge. Certainly, I'm a pretty big believer of, definitely more so on the side of going up and picking a small target, aim small, miss small, both here and on course, versus the people that go up there and say they maybe have like water and they're saying, all right, don't go left, don't go left, don't go left in the water, don't go left in the water, and then you end up saying it so many times your brain just sometimes subconsciously just goes and does that. So definitely more on the side of aim small, miss small, pick a positive target, a positive outcome. But even as you saw on something like what I did on that last one, tried to do that and still doesn't work all the time. A little long, but we'll take that. Almost fell over after I hit it. Poor balance. Yikes. Well, We had a decent score going. 18th hole, we got more water again. And probably, what I just said probably kind of contradicts what you guys thought I've been doing this whole round with all this water, but if it's there, I kind of try to just go through my thought process. I gotta acknowledge that the water's there, not that I'm necessarily walking up to the tee box and the shot is going, don't pull it right, don't pull it right, don't pull it right. It's more so, let's keep this thing left. Funny how just those little tiny mental tricks you can do, just slight different framing, does make a difference. And if it doesn't, definitely better to err on that side, even if it doesn't make a difference versus just the negative all the time. That was better. Started a little right, it's going to come back left. Should put us in a decent spot here. Back over 275, we'll take that. Alright, 98 yards again. Going back to the pitching wedge. See if we can finish this thing. Gonna aim just a tad left. Oh, I caught it really heavy. Definitely accurate on that one. That one was well short. .22 yards. It's kind of between 56 and a 60. I'm gonna go 60. Might be a little long left, but that should be decent. Or short. I don't know about that one. That was about 25 yards. At least I thought it was, and left, but bogey to finish it, unfortunately. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, golfers alike, from La Quinta Resort and Club. This is again the Dunes course from 1981, a Pete Dye course, part of the Pete Dye series back here in La Quinta, California. We ended up with a plus 375, so actually not too bad. Played pretty well on the front, fell apart a little bit here on the last two holes on the back nine, but we went 36, 39. We'll take that. Pretty challenging course. There were some tee shots where some of those water, as you guys saw, that was some pretty narrow landing spots, but we got a few of them to work, put a few balls into the water, but not too bad. Ended up with 2 birds on the front. Those were the only ones. 1 bogey, the rest were pars on the front, and then the back basically all pars. And then we had a bogey started on 10, a double on 17, and then another bogey on 18. But 5 out of 14 fairways, that's kind of low. We want to be at least 7. 9 out of 18 greens in regulation, we'll take that. That's at least 50%. And then 29 putts, that's right in between 1.5, 2 putts, closer to 2 putts a hole. So not horrendous there, but kind of to be expected with a 73 or a 75 3 over. Not too bad. But another Pete Dye course in the books. We've got one more here at the La Quinta Resort. There's 3 different 18-hole courses, so this must be a pretty big golf complex. We got one more there. We've got a good amount. Obviously, California is a big state, nice weather, big golf state. So a good amount in California that we're going to be at. This Pete Dye list that I found is alphabetical order by state. So we're going to be in California a few more times. But let me know if you made it through this far. I appreciate it. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to see me play. Maybe if you have a particular Pete Dye course, I can move it up on the list that you'd like to see me play, or even just any other course, your local municipal, maybe a par 3 or a world famous course. Preferably something I haven't played yet, but let me know in the comments. Basically, if you request it and if I'm able to play it on Home Tee here, I'll play it. So let me know. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next course.